Legend is a 2011 dystopian young adult novel by Marie Lu. It is the first book of a trilogy, followed by Prodigy and Champion. Plot: The Republic, a country created after the United States on the coast of California, is split in sectors. Every year the Republic hosts the trials to see who trains to enter the army or to become a part of the workforce. As the scores range from failing to passing, only one person in the Republic stands to hold the highest score, 1500. Junai Paris, the Republic's prodigy. Day, the Republic's 15-year-old most wanted criminal, breaks into Los Angeles Central Hospital in hopes of stealing a cure for the plague that threatens his family. While escaping the hospital, Day loses the pendant his father gave him and allegedly kills Junai Paris. June, the 15-year-old prodigy, is chosen to find and capture Day, who is charged with the murder of Junai Paris, among other crimes against the country. Though she was born into an elite family in one of the wealthiest districts in the Republic, June poses as a girl from the slums in order to search for Day, coincidentally collecting Day's fallen pendant as she observes the crime scene. When attempting to lure Day by pretending to be a merchant with a plague cure that doesn't work, June decides to look for Day herself. After getting injured in a scarce fight, June is circumstantially taken into the care of Day and his young partner in crime and only friend, Tess. Day then kisses June in an alley while being in a half-drunk condition due to the wine he was drinking. But still, he felt affection for June. June turns him over to the Republic once she figures out that her savior was indeed Day, the criminal that her commissioner sent her to arrest. The next morning, military medical trucks and soldiers surround Day's home. As Day rushes to save his family, June follows him, but the military captures Day's family, forcing Day out of hiding. He tries to resist capture, but Thomas, Misha's and June's close friend, shoots Day's mother under order, killing her. Day reacts by trying to kill the soldiers in vain. Commander Jameson, June's commanding officer, shoots Day in the leg. Day wakes as a captive of the Republic. After June returns from her mission, Thomas starts pursuing her romantically. Day is questioned by June, Commander Jameson, and eventually Thomas, who has a personal hatred for Day because he kissed June. The more Day speaks with June, the closer they grow and the more they come to understand each other. She finally researches Day's real identity, Daniel Alton, and discovers he scored a perfect score on his trial, just as she did. The authorities have told Day that he had failed his trial, which is what Day has come to believe. While June was moved into a prestigious program because of her high trial score, Day was experimented on and abandoned, supposedly dead like the others who failed their trial. Day confesses that he did not kill Misha's but had only injured him. June seeks out Qaid, who is the one who injured June in the Skiz fight, and one of the Patriots, a group of anti-Republic rebels. She finds that Tess has taken refuge with them after Day is taken by the Republic. June negotiates with the Patriots for their help, freeing Day on the morning of his execution. The plan does not perfectly execute, as Commander Jameson moved up the execution time, and Day's older brother John sacrifices himself by posing at the execution as Day so June and Day can escape. 3 days later, June and Day take shelter in an old train car and plan to go to Las Vegas, where the Patriots are, so they can check on Tess before heading out to find Day's little brother Eden. Day also explains why he chose his nickname, saying that everything happens each day, and that everything can be possible the next day. You try to walk in the light. Characters: Junai Paris, a 15-year-old prodigy who scored a perfect 1500 on her trial, the Republic's mandatory test system. Born into an elite Republic family, her parents were mysteriously killed in a car crash, leaving Misha's, her older brother, to care for her. When Misha's is murdered and Day is the prime suspect, June sets out to find him but ends up falling in love with Day. Her first encounter with Day was a ruse to find out his true identity, only seeking revenge for her brother's death. She is extremely analytical and smart, able to keenly survive on the streets, and a bit of an uptight person. She has long, dark brown hair usually tied back in a high ponytail. She has dark brown eyes with golden flecks in them. Daniel Day Alton, a 15-year-old rebellious criminal born in the slums of the Republic. Day is the Republic's most wanted criminal and the prime suspect of Misha's murder. He is a mix between Mongolian Caucasian with long, light blonde hair and luminous baby blue eyes. He has a limp in his left leg and an imperfection in one eye from when the Republic experimented on him. Day is described as being extremely agile, even more so than June. He, like June, is confident and stubborn. He also scored a perfect 1500 during his trial, but was lied to from the Republic, being told he scored 674. Junai Paris, June's older brother. Misha is murdered one night while guarding plague medicine. It is eventually revealed that Misha knew he would be killed by the Republic for uncovering a conspiracy. He was 27 when he died. It is later revealed in the book that his best friend Thomas had killed him. Thomas Bryant, Misha's friend who is infatuated with June and has a special hatred of Day, because June had kissed Day. Eden Bachar Wing, Day's 10-year-old brother who catches a mutated version of the plague. Day describes him as acting like a little engineer. John Surin Wing, Day's 19-year-old brother, who looks very similar to him. At the opening of Legend, he is the only person from Day's old life who knew he was still alive. He is killed by the Republic's firing squad in a sacrifice to save both Day and June in a life-threatening situation. Commander Jameson, June's hardcore military commander and sort of another parent to June, being that June's brother and parents are dead. She is sadistic and commands Thomas to murder both Misha's and Day's mother. Tess, Day's 13-year-old partner in crime and caretaker. Tess was abandoned by her parents and taken in by Day when she was only 10. She is described as having tan skin, large brown eyes, and reddish hair. She goes missing after Day is taken into custody by June, but is later discovered to have joined the Patriots. Kyan, June and Day's trial administrator. Misha's once shadowed him. Grace Wing, Day's mother. Thomas is ordered by Commander Jameson to shoot Day's mother in the head during the raid on the Wing's home. Taylor Arslan Wing, Day's father. It is stated that he was killed before the events of Legend. In the book it also states that Day's father cleaned up after the warfront soldiers. Before he died he gave Day a pendant. Inside was a coin from the United States before it became the Republic. Michael and Junai Paris, June's parents. The Republic tells June that they died in a car accident when she was young, but it was actually the government that killed them for knowing too much about the plague and what really happens. Kaid, a patriot known to be involved in scarce fights. She is known to play dirty, like using her knife during her fight with June. She helps Day and June escape Batala Hall after June pays her a large sum of Republic notes. Ollie, June's loyal dog who helps comfort her through the tragic period of Misha's death. June is forced to leave him behind when she escapes with Day. Ollie is described as being a white sheepdog that can only track at a close range. Background: Lewis said that she was inspired by the movie Les Miserables, and sought to recreate the conflict between Valjean and Javert in a teenage version. Reception: Susan Carpenter, writing in the Los Angeles Times, calls Legend a taut and exciting romp for all readers with enough inventive details to keep things from becoming cliché copyright, while the New York Times' Ridley Pearson called it a fine example of commercial fiction with razor-sharp plotting, depth of character and emotional arc. Adaptations Film adaptation Legend's film rights have been sold to CBS Films, with Twilight producers White Godfrey and Marty Bowen to produce. On January 29, 2013, MTV reported that Jonathan Levine, director of 50/50, dropped out of the film. Godfrey stated, "We have a fantastic script, and we had Jonathan Levine who directed Warm Bodies, but because he had just done a yearbook, hey unregistered trademark s kinda like, unregistered trademark they got to do something different. So we unregistered trademark in the process of putting a director on Legend. Whoever gets that is going to be excited because the world building for that is a blast. They are currently looking for a new director. Newcomers Andrew Barra and Gabby Ferrari have completed the script. Graphic novel A graphic novel adaptation of Legend was published on April 25, 2015 by Penguin Group LLC. An adaptation of the second novel, Prodigy, is slated to be published on April 26, 2016. The adaptations are written by Lee Dragoon and illustrated by Caravan Studio. References